Okay, word problem involving pennies, nickels, and quarters. And when you do these problems, you know you're going to have to work with 1 cent plus 5 cents plus 25 cents at some point because all the dollars are supposed to add up. So we got that going for us. And then this middle paragraph also tells us some other stuff. It's not a paragraph, it's a sentence, but there are an equal number of pennies and nickels. So pennies equals nickels. We don't know how many there are, but we know that fact. Pennies equals nickels. And 3 times as many quarters as nickels. That's something that exists. So the number of quarters, they tell us something about the number of quarters. Quarters is 3 times as many as nickels. Make sure you don't get that backwards. Don't say 3Q equals N, because quarters needs to be 3 times as many as something else. Because there's 3 times as many quarters as there is the number of nickels. So we got these two facts, and then we're supposed to be able to total up all the coins in their pocket. It makes $3.24. So we don't know how many pennies, but we know we get 1 cent per penny. We don't know how many nickels, but we know we get 5 cents per nickel. And we don't know how many quarters, but we know we get 25 cents per quarter. And careful with what I do here at the end. That's going to make 324 because I just skipped the whole decimal stuff and I put this all in cents. So that's 324 cents here. You could have done it in decimals. This would be 0.01p plus 0.05n plus 0.25q equals $3.24. That works too. Okay, let's revisit the facts. It's hard. You can't solve an equation with 3 variables. Let's try to boil it all down to 1. And look at the facts we wrote up here. N is in both of them. Let's put everything in terms of N. The number of pennies equals the number of nickels, so I'm going to replace pennies with nickels here. And at Q, instead of putting Q in, I'm going to put it in terms of N. That top, the black equation up there says Q equals 3N. So you can see where I made that replacement, and now, how many variables do I have? I just have 1. Now I have an equation I can solve. Okay? Let's combine like terms here. We get 81N. And the last step is you have to divide both sides by 81. You get N by itself. The number of nickels is 4. Oop, where'd it go? The number of nickels is 4. So you can take that fact, and since the number of pennies equals the number of nickels, pennies equals 4 also. And so that must mean if you plug this information in, the number of quarters is supposed to be 3 times as many nickels, so quarters is 12. That's 3 times 4. Let's add those dollars up here. Quarters, 25 cents each, so we have 12 quarters. Means we have $3 here. Number of pennies, we got 4 pennies, so that's 0.04. Number of nickels, we have 4, so that's 0.24. You add those up, and doesn't that make $3.24? So that means we've done it. That means this is the combination of nickels, pennies, and quarters that makes those facts true. Okay, so you can always start off by writing down things in algebra terms. Instead of writing out the whole word of pennies, you can just write P equals N. Pennies equals nickels. And then quarters were 3 times as many nickels. And then when you add up all the dollar values, you saw that there was something we could replace. And when we make that replacement, we're only talking about 1 variable, so we can solve from there.